Hello and welcome to another edition of Free Information. I am not Jack Vera, and today we are discussing the number 3 in our numbers out of 10 series. 3 of 10. The number 3, it's a lot like the number 1, except 3 times as powerful. Unless, of course, you're dealing with debt, in which case it's also 3 times as powerful, but in a negative sense. 3. Many things come in 3. Such as triplets. Yes. Now, it's very interesting, the number 3, because often, you see people with 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 ears, as we discussed in our previous episode. If you see somebody with 1 arm or 1 leg, we think, man, that's sad. Wow. We see a picture of the guy. Wow, man, I'm so sorry. What happened? There's a car accident. There was ninjas. There was this, this weird disease, this technovirus, and just ate my arm. We're like, wow, that's sad. But if we see somebody with 3 arms, we don't feel sad. We think, you have problems. There is something wrong. What the heck happened? You should not have 3 arms. We don't have any compassion. It's really the opposite of seeing somebody with 1 arm. With 3, we're just like, no. What? How much deodorant do you use? That must be way too expensive. Can you even wear a shirt? It must cost a fortune. So be considerate the next time you meet somebody with 3 arms. They've probably heard that all their life. But you know what's worse is when you add a 3rd letter to a letter that shouldn't be there. Okay, we know desert is spelled with 1 S because our teacher said you'd only want to be there once. And then dessert is spelled with 2 S's because you want it twice. What's worse is when you add a 3rd S. There's a lot of things where we think, I know how to spell these words. But then you realize later on in life, you added too many letters. And you didn't realize it until it came a time to actually write out this letter with your hand, where you're like, wait a minute. I don't know or you just go out and you just spell it. You didn't even realize this is wrong. Because guess what? Autocorrect has been messing you up your entire life. Because autocorrect was like, what? No, this person did not mean this many letters. I did. I honestly thought I was correct. This wasn't a typo. I actually did think that there were these many Q's in the word question. It's not my fault that the computer system has doomed me. As discussed previously, it's too smart, and it's led to a lot of difficulties on the behalf of humankind. There's a lot of difficulties that we do have. Perhaps all we have is $3. However, something is more than that. And so we decide, you know what? I gotta make a return. You know what's the worst thing in the world? Splinters are bad. It really hurts having a splinter on your tongue. You can't even ask for help. You have to write it out. And maybe you don't know how to write help because the computer system has been fixing it all this time. Because you've got a splinter on your tongue, you're gone. That's it. Because you got to write it out. Help. Because you can't say it because it hurts. But what's worse than having a splinter on your tongue is having to return something at Goodwill or at a second hand, because that just feels wrong, because it's a second hand place and you bought it. So what, do they have to put a large tag on there saying, hey, we're a second hand shop, but this is actually a third hand? Nobody wants that, because as discussed, we look down on society of people with 3 hands. People are going to see third hand item, they're going to be like, wait a minute, does this mean somebody bought it here at Goodwill and returned it? Are they that short on cash that they had to return this item? Or did somebody own this with 3 hands? In which case, sadly, as a society, there's a lot of things we got to work on. There's a lot of prejudice towards people with 3 hands. And it's wrong. Perhaps it's just because people are confused. Where is the third hand coming from? The neck? I don't know. But the number 3. it's an important number. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Free Information. Once again, I am not Jack Vera. Our next episode, we will be discussing the number 4. It's a lot like the number 3, except one above it. This episode has been brought to you by air quality. Don't like the air quality? Open a window.